NASCAR Xfinity Series qualifying is officially concluded from Rockingham Speedway, and Connor Zilisch has won his third pole of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, NASCAR Xfinity Series qualifying is officially concluded from Rockingham Speedway, and Connor Zilisch has won his third Xfinity Series pole of 2025. Connor Zilisch wheeled that car to get the pole. We know he's been really fast in qualifying so far this year. The results have not always been there for him, but he's been qualifying very, very well. This also is his second career oval pole. Of course, he won the pole at Martinsville earlier this year, but this is his fourth pole. I'm not sure what the record is for the most for a driver under the age of 19 years old, but he's been so strong early in the season. He's had a lot of really good pace and speed, and Zilisch continues to be super impressive out on the racetrack. Now, the unfortunate thing for Connor Zilisch is he's going to have to go to the rear of the field because they're going to have to change the right rear tire. He unfortunately had a tire going flat. I think he might have hit the outside wall, and a tire unfortunately went down because of that, because of low air pressure. But I think Zilisch does have a fast enough car where he is going to be able to get up front by the end of the event. But still, it's a big deal for Zilisch to get that third pole. I think he's the first driver this year in Xfinity, or any series for that matter, to have 3 poles in a season. So congratulations, Zilisch, on that. Zilisch is continuing to really show his stuff. We know there's a lot of talk about his future passes here, whether he could be a Cup driver next year at Trackhouse. He's continuing to live out the potential. He's going to have a lot of work to do to get up to the field, but congratulations nonetheless to Connor Zilisch on picking up his third pole of 2025, a well-deserved pole. He's been really strong early in the year. Good on him to get that third pole of the season. Congratulations to him on winning the pole. So now we're going to talk about the top qualifiers from Xfinity Series qualifying and talk about the drivers that did fail to qualify. So Connor Zilisch wins the pole. Parker Reslap finishes qualify second. Once again, one of the best qualifiers in the field. He takes an Alpha Prime racing car that's been up and down over the last couple of years, and he's qualified well. He qualified inside the top 15 last week at Bristol and gets a front row start with an Alpha Prime racing car. I think that's the best starting position that Alpha Prime has ever had in Xfinity, so very impressive for them. Congrats to Parker on a front row start. We know he's good in qualifying. He's got a fast car as well, was really fast in the test early in January, so good job for Parker. He'll start in second. Nick Sanchez qualifies third. He's been qualifying really good as well this year. He's had a lot of good speed throughout the season, starting inside the top 5, but impressive the speed that Sanchez had early in the year. Good job for him. He'll be starting in third position. Casey Kane qualifies fourth. How about that? I didn't think he was going to win the pole because of where he was qualifying out, because the 33 car was second car to go out and qualify, so I thought it was going to be tough for him to win the pole. But the fact he qualified inside the top 5 and 4th place, super impressive from the 33 machine. I think Casey Kane has a car that can honestly win the race today. He was really fast in a 10 to 15 lap average. He has a really good car. It's felt like he never left the sport. Fantastic run for Casey Kane. He'll be starting 4th. William Swalch qualifies in 5th. Good job for William. He's had a bad stretch of race over the last month or so. He's needed a really, really good run. So to start inside the top 5, that's great. The question is, can he hang on, maybe get a top 10? He needs a top 10. He's had a lot of bad runs recently. So great job for William to start inside the top 5. Now the goal is to finish it and get a really good finish in the race. Brandon Jones qualifies 6th. Solid job for Brandon Jones to start inside the top 10. Did a really good job there. Gets himself, I think he's the second best of the Joe Gibbs racing cars. Good job for Brandon to start inside of the top 10. Jesse Love qualifies 7th. Shows some decent speed in practice at times. I think he's got a better car than where he qualified in this race. I think he's got top 5 speed. I know he didn't get the best time out on the track, but he still qualifies 7th. Solid speed for the driver of the 2 car. He'll start in 7th. Justin Allgaier qualifies 8th. I expected Allgaier to be a little bit farther up on the track, to be honest with you, but I still think that's pretty good speed for Allgaier. I think he had a really good car. He had one of the best cars in the long run yesterday in practice, so I do expect Justin Allgaier to be up front by the end of the race. He'll be starting in 8th position. Christian Eckes qualifies 9th. Continues to show a lot of really good speed here the last couple of weeks. He's had a lot of really solid pace. He's had a lot better speed than where he's finished some of these races. I thought he'd be a good underdog for the weekend. He's starting 9th. Good job for Christian Eckes. And Austin Hill qualified 10th. I'll be honest, I thought he'd be qualifying way worse than that after the not-so-great qualifying run, but he qualifies inside the top 10. He just needs a good run. The last 2 weeks have not gone well for him, so good to see him start inside of the top 10. Sam Mayer qualified 11th. Not bad, but not great, but it's better than his teammate Sheldon Creed, who qualified a little bit farther down the road, so solid job for him. He'll start 11th. Ryan Sieg qualified 12th. I think C's got a better car potentially than where he qualified in this race. He's got a little bit of work to do to get up to the front, but he was really good in the tests in January, so I think he's going to have a good car. I think he'll be a contender. He'll start 12th. Sammy Smith qualified 13th. Not too bad for him. Matt DiBenedetto qualified 14th, decent speed. He hasn't had the finishes to show for it this year, but I think he could have a decent run today. I think he's also got experience in racing ARCA East and late models as well at the track. He'll start 14th. Taylor Gray qualifies in 15th. Jeremy Clements qualified in 16th. Sheldon Creed, expect a little better for him, to be honest. He'll be starting back in 17th. A little bit of work to do in the race. I think he's got a better race trim car than where he qualified for this event. He'll be starting inside the top 20. Dean Thompson qualified 18th. Justin Bonziner qualified 19th. And how about Thomas Zanuzzi? He had us starting inside the top 20. This team failed to qualify at Circuit of the Americas, but this team's been really turning the corner. I think Thomas is a really good talent. He's got a solid starting position today. He'll be starting in 20th. Josh Williams qualifies 21st. Jeb Byrne qualified 22nd. Ryan Ellis will start 23rd. Blaine Perkins will start 24th. Carson Quaffle started 25th. He's got a lot of work to do in the race, unfortunately. I do think Carson Quaffle does have a better car than where he qualified. He just seemed like maybe there was an engine issue on that car, unfortunately. The cost him a shot at a really good starting position. He's got some work to do in the race. He'll start 25th, but his race trim is really, really good. Josh Flicky qualified 26th. Daniel Dye, who's struggling to qualify, will start 27th. Brendan Poole will start 28th. Harrison Burns starting 29th. Kind of going back to their old ways, unfortunately. I feel bad for Harrison because I think this team's been a lot better the last couple weeks, but he's got some work to do. He'll start 29th. Chris Rye will start 30th. J.G. Ely qualified 31st. Austin Green qualified 32nd. Good for Austin Green, who failed to qualify a couple weeks ago, I believe, at Darlington. I think he's going to have a shot to win the ARCA East race that probably many of you have seen at this point. Garrett Smith will start 33rd. Anthony Frito qualified back in 34th. Kyle C. qualified 35th. Vicente Salas will start 36th. Patrick Emmerling will start 37th, and starting in 38th will be Gray Van Alst in last place. So unfortunately, the two cars that did fail to qualify for this race were Catherine Lake and Dawson Cramp. Tough break for Catherine Lake, trying to make her first oval start in Xfinity this year. Unfortunately, will have to go home. Tough break for that car, who did not have a lot of owner's points going into this race. And same thing for Dawson Cramp, who they were trying to prepare. They've DNQ'd now for 4 races in a row. A little worried about the Mike Harmon Racing team at this point. I'm a little worried about them. So, those are my reactions to qualifying. So, what do I expect for the race coming up later this afternoon? Well, I think track position is going to be the key thing. I think it's going to be very, very hard to pass, but I do think the racing is going to be good. Because generally when you have a track that has a repave, it's generally very difficult to pass at these types of tracks. So, while Connor Zilisch is right now on the pole, he's going to have a lot of work to do, but his race trim was really, really good. I also think there's some other guys that are really fast and really strong out there. Justin Allgaier starting a little bit farther back. I think he's got a really fast car. I think Ryan Sieg, he had a really good car in practice yesterday. Again, Zilisch, really strong on the long run yesterday. I think the junior motorsports cars in general, they're the fastest team overall right now. They're quick, but Casey Kane, best car in the 10-lap average yesterday. I think Casey Kane's sleeper to win. He's starting up front and fourth. I think the pit crew is going to be the question. He's got the same team that Kyle Busch had last year when he ran at Charlotte, and they were really quick in that race. So I do think he might have a chance to be competitive, but I think Casey Kane does have a really good chance and opportunity to win the race later this afternoon. We're just going to have to wait and see if he can perform in the race later in the afternoon. So that is going to be it for reactions to NASCAR Xfinity Series qualifying from Rockingham. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your reactions to NASCAR Xfinity Series qualifying? Let me know thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Connor Zilisch on winning the pole. Let me know thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we're going to see the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Rockingham Speedway. Then tomorrow on the channel, we're going to see my 2026 NASCAR silly season predictions. Your predictions on guys like Kyle Busch and Daniel Suarez and Connor Zilisch and Corey Heim as well. Same with Dawson Hill and maybe some teams like Junior Motorsports as well. We got content coming on people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Hurts, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Clay Safarla, Matt DiBenedetto, other people like Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, the loss of between 2311 and front row. Some other stuff announced this week along Venturing Motorsports closing their operation or selling their operation off to Nitro Motorsports. Some rumors about Trackhouse, among other things as well. We should have a NASCAR news video dropping on Monday, and then Tuesday we should have the intros for the race at Talladega Superspeedway. Got a lot of really awesome and good content dropping on the channel very soon that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.